All right, let's kick off this deep dive. Get ready to rethink how you get things done. We're talking AI, but not just any AI.
Okay.
We're going deep into AI swarms. Like, imagine a whole team of wickedly smart digital assistants working for you nonstop, 24/7, using AI agents both in series and in parallel.
Ooh, that's a really cool way to think about it. What's fascinating to me is that AI swarms are becoming a reality, not just sci-fi. We're seeing platforms and tech popping up that let us build and manage these swarms. They can automate tasks, they can hunt down info, they can even make decisions for us.
It really is like a hive of digital worker bees
Yeah.
buzzing around and getting stuff done. So let's break it down a bit. What exactly do we mean by AI agents working in series and parallel?
All right, imagine a complex project, multi-step thing. In a series workflow, the AI agents tackle each step one by one, like a relay race.
Right.
Agent 1 grabs the data, then Agent 2 analyzes it, then Agent 3 whips up a report, and so on.
Each agent has their own role. They pass the baton. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about parallel processing? Where does that fit in?
Now, parallel processing, that's where things get interesting. Instead of waiting for each step to finish one by one, you have multiple agents working on different parts of the project all at the same time.
Okay.
It's like a kitchen with multiple chefs. One is on veggies, another is doing the sauce, someone else is baking bread. They all work together in parallel, so they create the meal way faster than if one chef did everything solo.
I get that. So with our AI swarms, parallel processing means we can split a big task into little chunks and have different agents tackling them all at once.
You got it. That's the real magic of AI swarms. Working in parallel, they can speed up complex stuff, handle massive amounts of data, and even explore different solutions at the same time.
Like having a whole team of superpowered assistants working around the clock on your project. But why is this such a game changer? What are the real benefits of parallel processing with AI?
Like, say you have to create a report, but you have to pull data from everywhere, then analyze it, and then make it look all visually appealing. That could take hours, even days to do manually.
Yeah.
But with an AI swarm in parallel, you'd have one agent grabbing data, another crunching the numbers, another making charts and graphs. The report could be done in a fraction of the time.
So not only does it save time, but it lets us do more complicated things we couldn't even attempt manually.
Yeah.
How does this all connect to digital twins? We've been hearing a lot about that lately.
Digital twins are basically us, but virtual, hanging out in the digital world. Now imagine having multiple digital twins, all powered by AI, working for you in parallel.
Okay.
One might be doing market research, another is scheduling your day, another is answering emails.
So it's like having multiple yous out there in the digital world 24/7. That's really powerful. But how do we manage all these digital twins and AI agents? It sounds a bit much.
Well, that's where platforms like probsolvio.com come in. Probsolvio is designed to make it easy for anyone to create, manage, and use their own AI swarms and digital twins.
It's like a command center for your digital workforce.
Exactly. You can tell your agents what you need them to do, you set the rules for them, you watch how they're doing, all in real time. Just like a team of super efficient assistants, all working in perfect sync.
This is blowing my mind. But there must be some challenges. Can it really work that smoothly?
Of course there are. One of the biggest challenges is creating algorithms that can effectively split up the work and keep all those agents working together in parallel without causing any issues.
So it's like making sure all the chefs don't bump into each other in the kitchen or do the same task twice.
That's a perfect analogy. Another big challenge is making sure each agent has access to all the resources and data they need. If one agent is waiting for info from another, it can really clog up the workflow.
So it's not just about having a bunch of AI agents, it's about making sure they're all working together in the right way.
Exactly. And that's where the real art of AI swarms comes into play, the design and the management of it all. All right, welcome back. I'm pumped to dig even deeper into AI swarms and how they can totally revolutionize your workflow.
Me too. In part one, we got the basics down, like AI agents in series and parallel, how awesome parallel processing is, and platforms like probsolvio.com that make managing these digital workforces so much easier. But now let's get practical. How can our listeners actually use these tools to get more done?
That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, the possibilities are pretty much endless. Think about your workflow. What are those tasks that suck up all your time, the ones that just drain your brain? Where do you feel like you could be way more efficient?
For me, it's definitely stuff like scheduling meetings, doing research, and that never-ending email inbox. Ugh, those things can take over my entire day.
Exactly. And those are perfect examples of things you could hand over to an AI swarm. Imagine a digital twin handling all your scheduling, another one finding and summarizing all those research articles, another one sorting and prioritizing your emails.
That would free up so much time and mental energy. I could focus on the stuff I'm actually good at.
That's exactly it. That's the true power of AI swarms, taking care of those repetitive, time-consuming tasks so you can focus on your unique skills and creativity.
So it's not just about working faster, it's about working smarter.
You got it. It's about using AI to boost your own abilities and create a workflow that's both efficient and effective.
Okay, so we talked about AI swarms helping with those everyday tasks, but what about the bigger picture? Can this tech tackle more complex challenges?
Let's say you're a writer working on a blog post. You could have one AI agent doing all the research, another one generating different outlines and drafts, another checking for plagiarism and grammar, maybe even one creating visuals and graphics to go with it.
Whoa, so it's like having a whole team of editors and assistants working on the project with you.
Exactly. And working in parallel, those agents could make the whole content creation process so much faster, and they might even help you create better content.
That's wild. I can see how this tech could be amazing for things like data analysis and research, too.
Absolutely. Imagine a whole army of AI agents sifting through tons of data, spotting patterns and anomalies, coming up with insights that humans would never find on their own. That could be revolutionary for finance, healthcare, scientific research.
It's like having a superhuman research team working for you.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You don't need to be a tech genius or have a ton of money to use this power. Platforms like probsolvio.com are making these tools available to regular people and small businesses.
So even someone like me who's not a coder at all could create and manage my own AI swarm.
Absolutely. Probsolvio has a really user-friendly interface. You can easily define the tasks, set the rules, and watch your AI agents do their thing. It's like having a virtual control panel for your digital workforce.
This is all so exciting.
Yeah.
But are there any downsides? Are there any tasks that humans are still better at than AI swarms?
That's a great question. AI, even in swarms, isn't a magic solution for everything. There are some things that need that special human touch, like creativity, empathy, critical thinking. AI can't quite replicate that yet.
So it's about finding the right balance. Using AI to boost our own abilities, not trying to replace ourselves entirely.
You nailed it. It's about using AI as a tool to make us more productive and creative, not to try and replace our unique skills and talents.
I'm also thinking about the ethics of all this. As AI swarms get more powerful, how do we make sure they're used responsibly for the good of everyone?
That's a crucial question. Like with any powerful technology, there are risks and ethical things to consider. We have to use these tools responsibly, making sure we're using them in a way that aligns with our values and helps make the world a better place.
So it's not just about the techie stuff, but about the impact and consequences of using these tools.
Exactly. We need to think about how AI affects society and make sure it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the potential of AI swarms. This tech has the power to change how we work and live, but we have to be careful and responsible with it.
I totally agree. It's an exciting time, and I can't wait to see how these technologies keep evolving and shaping our world in the years to come.
This has been an amazing discussion. But before we wrap up this part, let's go back to probsolvio.com. It sounds incredibly powerful, but I'm still not 100% clear on how it works. Can you break down how we create and manage AI swarms on probsolvio? All right, welcome back for the final part of our deep dive on AI swarms. We've covered the concepts, the benefits, the challenges, and even some ethical stuff. Now let's get down to brass tacks. Let's say our listener is ready to dive in and build their own AI swarm. Where do they even start?
That's the big question. And that's where platforms like probsolvio.com really come in handy. They take a lot of that complexity out of building and managing these swarms, making it something anyone can do, even if you're not a tech whiz.
So it's kind of like a drag-and-drop interface for building your digital workforce.
You could say that. probsolvio has this visual interface where you create different types of AI agents, give them their jobs and tasks, and then connect them all into workflows. Like building a virtual assembly line. Each agent does their part to achieve the big goal.
Okay, that's starting to click. Can you give us an example? Let's say I'm a content creator and I want an AI swarm to help me write blog posts. How would I actually do that on probsolvio?
Sure. First, you'd create a new project in PropSolvio and lay out your goal, which is writing that blog post. Then you start making your AI agents, each with a specific role.
So like one for research, one for writing, one for editing, like that.
Exactly. Think of each agent as a specialist in their area. So your research agent might be trained on tons of articles and web pages, so it's an expert at finding the right info. Your writing agent could be trained on all these high-quality blog posts, so it knows how to write engaging and informative stuff.
That's amazing. So I don't have to teach them how to do their jobs from scratch. They already have those skills.
That's what's so great about platforms like PropSolvio. They use these pre-trained AI models, so you don't have to start from zero. You just pick the agents you need, tweak their settings, and connect them in a workflow that works for you.
It's like assembling a team of pros, but instead of hiring and training them, you just plug them into your project.
Exactly. Once you've got your agents set up, you start feeding them input and watching them work. For your blog post, you might give your research agent a bunch of keywords or topics, and it'll find all the relevant info from the web. Then it passes that info on to your writing agent, which whips up a first draft.
So they're all working together, passing stuff back and forth like a well-oiled machine.
Precisely. And you're watching the whole thing happen in real time, seeing what each agent is up to, and you can make tweaks along the way.
It's like having a virtual control room for your whole operation.
You got it. As your swarm does its thing, you'll get updates, you can look over what they've done, you can give feedback, edit, and polish the final product.
So it's not about completely automating everything. It's about using AI to boost my own skills and creativity.
Exactly. The point isn't to replace us humans, but to make us better. AI swarms take care of the grunt work, leaving you to focus on those things that need your special human touch.
This whole deep dive has been eye-opening. I went from feeling kind of intimidated by AI swarms to actually feeling excited about what they can do.
That's fantastic, and I think that's the key takeaway. AI swarms aren't just some far-off thing. They're a real tool anyone can use to be more efficient and get stuff done.
So for anyone listening who's ready to give it a shot, what's the best way to get started with PropSolvio?
PropSolvio.com has tons of resources to get you going, like tutorials, documentation, and they even have a free trial so you can test it out. I encourage everyone to check it out, see how it can help you unlock a whole new level of productivity and creativity.
Great advice. And before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave everyone with one last thought. The future of work is changing fast, and AI is going to be a big part of that.
It's an amazing time to be alive. Those who jump in, learn these new technologies, and figure out how to use them, they'll be the ones who succeed in this new era.
Thanks for joining us on this awesome journey into AI swarms. Remember, the possibilities are truly endless,